What's up, ladies and gents, and welcome back to Forza Horizon 5. We are here with another seasonal championship. This time a whole new world, and we need to use a Super GT car in the S1 class. That opens a whole variety of cars, Super GT, very controllable cars, very pretty cars. So we have these available, and when you're unsure you can just go by filter in the car screen. So let's just quickly jump out of it. You can go to filter, you can go to cars, change car, go to the filter, and then filter by Super GT. Super GT, where is it? And when you have these cars available and you need to use one in the S1 class, or these two for example, they can be tuned to the S1 class and then you can use them. But that's up to you, obviously. I'm going to use the Ferrari 812 with a tune. The share code is in the description as always. So there is that, and yeah, I'm going to use that. The design, just one of the popular designs. I just went to the find new design page and then I found this, and I think it looks marvelous. I mean, the car itself is absolutely stunning, so there is that. And yeah, let's jump into race number 1. I think we actually used that car before. I'm not sure if it was for a seasonal stunt or it was already for a Super GT championship. But the tune is reasonably old, I think from, well, not old, I mean the game itself isn't even old, but the tune should be from, I think, in March. So I don't know if we used it there. I do not remember exactly. We lose out a little bit here at the start, but gain back the position into that corner. And then into the next corner we cut it a little bit, go through the checkpoint. And then what is important is making sure you gain positions here into the corners. You technically, or you just always poke your nose in and go by. That's pretty much the strategy. So whenever you can, into every corner you just poke nose in, go by. And once you have your nose in and you're somewhat side by side with the AI, it usually yields the position, so it doesn't really fight you over that once you're on the inside there. And I mean, this isn't dirty driving or anything, it's just you abuse the fact that the AI likes to leave the door open. Those are very short laps here. We are going to cut him off there. Compromise his line. And at his expense, we are now in first. Now obviously no more poking the nose in. And right now we are just trying to make sure we don't make any big mistakes. And should the AI get close, which I don't think they will, we might have to shut some doors, which is actually very easy on that circuit, but I doubt we have to resort to that. So basically you just drive a tight line, and it's going to be very difficult for the AI to overtake around the outside because of how tight the circuit is, and because of how easy it is to shut off the lines. So, for example, when you drive a corner like this, when the inside was somewhat closed, and then we just use a mild drift to take us to the outside, or like this, you just shut off the outside line while going in tight, so they can't really go inside, they can't really go outside, and the only maneuver that would work against it would be to start on the outside and then do the whole switcheroo move and go to the inside line, and that would work, but I doubt the AI is going to do that, so here we are with a win in race number 1. Such a stunning car. I hope I'm not the only one with that opinion. It would be pretty silly if I rave on about the car being absolutely amazing and you're like, well, that's ugly. And it would be a bit sad. So yeah, lots of pretty cars were on that list. Certainly a lot of them. And we will go to race number 2. Also right in the city. The first one a lot easier than the second one. I'm not a big fan of the second one, but the AI is also not very good at that one, so that should make it a little bit easier. But yeah, bank for credits, and we're going to a second race, the cathedral race. I'm not a big fan of it, not at all. It's the tunnel system that really ruins it for me, but that's, I don't know, to each their own, right? Such a pretty car. I could go on about this all day. Oh, what is such a wonderful car. Alright, cathedral ringing. Happy Easter, by the way. So, there we go, cathedral ringing. That kind of reminded me, or else I would have just not cared. Right, let's start onto the inside because they left the door wide open. And they will normally leave the door wide open in a lot of these corners. And there you can see they leave you the room, they normally don't cut you off. That makes it very easy to do these overtakes. I wanted to go on the outside, but they actually drifted out a little bit and that cut us off a little bit, so now he's not going to go into the inside, so that puts us into third and a pretty good position to catch up to these guys. And there we go. Next corner we should be able to poke our nose in, and yeah, they're yielding, so with the AI yielding like that, it makes it a lot easier. And oh, we were a little bit too optimistic out of the corner. Let's go to the outside here, because that puts us on the inside into this corner, which didn't work, unfortunately. This one could work. Going very tight, and now we're going to press him against the wall. So that's what I meant, you can start off tight, that's what I said in the first race, you can start in tight and then you can close the gap. And that kind of pushes the opponent towards the wall when we're on the outside. And you can also use this tactic in defending against the move, so you take the tight line and then you just drift out a little bit and close the gap there on the outside, so that makes an outside overtake pretty impossible actually. Go. Now we just, bring the race home. The tune is very stable, it's very easy to drive. So I am fairly optimistic you can do well with that one. There we go. That should get us in. Oh, that was poor. I mean, it doesn't matter, we have a big enough lead, but just the execution was kind of poor. Doing poorly now that we're in first, eh? Just trying to bring the race home. Alright. Regain composure a little bit. It's a very tight circuit, that's what I don't really like about it. I prefer the high speeds to, well, this. But the AI is horrible at this, so this should be a not so difficult win. Alright, there we go, that is the finish. That finishes race number 2, that is another very quick one. Did I mention the car is pretty? I don't think I did. So, there it is. The car is pretty. No, I'm just joking. Alright, that's 40 points now, and an 8-point lead. And then we will go to the next race. Do we go through the city once more, or can we finally go elsewhere? Actually drive that one. That's a bit more to my liking. Just watch me blow it. Wouldn't that be tragic? God, this is pretty. I'm sorry. I have a crush for this car. If I could pick one car that I could be driving, like in real life, might be this one. Might be this one. with that tune and that look, that would be special. But then again, there's a million other cars that are absolutely marvelous, so it's not like it's only this one that I would pick, or I'd probably have to give it a long thought, but this would certainly be an amazing option. Imagine you have a ton of money and there are like all of these wonderful cars and you have to decide which one you're actually going to buy. Jeez, I'm glad I don't have money, I don't have such problems. Obviously joking a little bit here, but oh well. So yeah, we make use of fast corners here and of our very stable tune, and we just go past everyone. Oh, that's not good. It was kind of bad, but oh well. So we just drove past everyone. I'm not sure what else to say here, but that's about it. And now we use these fast corners. The AI is also not very good for these, although I am also not very good for these because I'm always very, very afraid of hitting something. And when the AI is following you, it obviously gets better at driving, which I always find incredibly hilarious, how you can just overtake everyone and once you lead they manage to follow. But, oh well, that's rubber banding for you, eh? Went on the gas a little too early. But generally speaking, the tune is so stable that you can just correct these minor mistakes very quickly. So let's go for this. Ooh, nearly went off the road there. So you can push it to the limit here and it's still very stable, and that's kind of what makes this tune so easy to drive, is that you can really push it and it just doesn't really care. You can just floor it and the car will behave still very, very stable, even when you go off the road with two of your wheels or something like that. You still have a very stable drive, and obviously the track very well suited to a car like this, and you have a lot of these fast corners which the AI is notoriously bad at, so lots of easy overtaking opportunities. And well, the rest is pretty much just regular driving, you know? There's not a whole lot to say. You use the fast corners to overtake, especially the start of a race just is perfect for that, because we feel this bunched up and they leave so much space on the inside lines that it's very easy to overtake. So that was a very, very quick 60 points, and well, I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you for watching, and until next time with the next championship or seasonal or whatever it might be. Do we get a wheel spin to end it like every week? No, shame. Oh well. So farewell.